Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Argylle. I've been putting this one off for a while. It's been out for a little bit now, I think. Maybe it came out last Tuesday or the Tuesday before. It's Tuesday, or it's Monday night. So, I don't know. This is about a reclusive author who writes espionage novels about a secret agent and a global spy syndicate realizes the plot of the new book she's writing starts to mirror real-world events in real time. So, it's like a book come to life kind of thing, right? Now, I believe it has to do with a cat. I saw something with a cat, and the picture has a cat in it, so I thought it was like James Bond meets Garfield. That's what I thought, so that's why I put it off for a while. It is only 5.8 on IMDb, 45,927 people rated it so far, 2 hours and 19 minutes long. But it has Henry Cavill in it. It has Bryce Dallas Howard, Sam Rockwell, Bryan Cranston, Lipa, John Cena, and that's all. Catherine O'Hara is all I see. But I mean, still, there's a lot of people to pull into a movie. A lot of good people. At least I think they're good. Anyway, at least I know their names. So I don't know. I'll set my expectations low, but secretly hope for the best. Stick around. I'll tell you what wins. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Argylle, and I was completely wrong. The cat has very little to do with it, and I was completely off base on the movie. Like I said, I thought it was like Garfield meets James Bond. There is a James Bond aspect to it, but it has really nothing to do with the cat. The cat is very minimal in this, which is interesting and makes me like it more. I do feel it was a little bit long. 2 hours and 19 minutes. It's really not that. There is a post-credit scene. 2 hours and 12 minutes, right? Post-credit scene. At first I didn't get it. I actually had to rewind it a couple times. But, check it out. And so I did take a lot of notes. I really enjoyed this movie for what it was, for all except for the last 30 minutes. The last 30 minutes actually absolutely ruined this movie for me. I mean, I wouldn't say the last 30 minutes, but the first 15 minutes of the last 30 minutes kind of ruined it for me. And I didn't know this. I saw this later, but I was like watching it. I was like, this is kind of like Kingsman. I think it's the same writer and the director who did those types of movies did this. So it's like a spy movie that is, just really completely fun. And, unrealistic, but fun. And they wrapped this into a book, right? So Bryce Dallas Howard, she's a novelist who writes all these stories, and then it comes to find out, like, her stories that she's writing actually seem to be predicting what's really going on in the spy world, and so the different sides are trying to kidnap her or collect her so they can find out what's going to happen with this one piece of the puzzle, right? And it seems, as I say that, and as you see it and hear it, or not see the movie, it seems ridiculous. And Sam Rockwell comes into the picture. He's kind of on one side of the fence, whereas Henry Cavill and John Cena are just characters in her book, but they intertwine with what's going on. So there is that piece where they blend reality with fiction, and that kind of threw me off, and I didn't like it. It was weird for a while, but then as the movie progressed, it didn't bother me as much, and I accepted it for what it was. And as the movie continues like that, you start to like it a lot more. Like I said, when I explain it and say it's about a book and they're trying to predict the spy, it doesn't sound entertaining. It sounds, cheesy, I guess, but it's not. And I was like, okay, this is a lot of fun, and I really liked all that. There's like crazy twists that are fun. There's a lot of good people in it that I enjoyed watching. Samuel L. Jackson shows up, so that was a lot of fun. And I'm watching it, like I said, for all but the last half hour, and I thought, why is the score so low? I mean, everybody loves Kingsman. It's really got that vibe to it, or whatever, that feel to it of Kingsman. I was like, everybody loves that, and why aren't they like this? And now this one obviously is a female lead, so I know a lot of people don't score high because of female leads, which is the silliest thing overall. But then I also started to think, well, this is a different type of female lead, and I You know what I mean? Like normally in a spy, James Bond kind of female lead, you expect the character to be a certain way. Physically, to be honest. And this was a little bit different. And I thought to myself, and I Googled it to see, like, this was kind of a little bit of a topic. But I was like, is that why people don't like this movie? Because that's just not right. I enjoyed it all. I liked that aspect of it. I liked the entire thing. And then, so, without spoiling it for you, I will share with you, like, the two moments that just completely trashed it for me. Up until this, I was like, wow, surprisingly, really enjoyed this movie. The dance scene, and then the ice skating. Ruined it. Completely ruined it for me. And I say, and like, if they would have changed the ending as though it was a, hey, this was all just a book or something, maybe that would have been okay. But what they decided to do, everything else, all the twists and the turns and the silliness and the, hey, this is how this guy survives, all that kind of stuff, whatever. That was all fun. The little bit of the cat and everything. I thought that was all great, you know, and I liked it. It was just those two things, like, you know, the movie's already, like, you know, not believable, which is fine. But when you throw that kind of stuff in there, it makes it silly, I think. And maybe others liked it. But I felt it took it over the edge of the silliness and kind of tarnished it for me. That's what really did it. But otherwise, watch it up until then. Watch it, I think it was like, I don't know, I want to say 1 hour and 50 minutes into the movie. Long movie. That's when I paused it at 1:57, and the dance scene had already happened, and the skating scene's happening. And I was just like, ugh, you know, if we could go back and stop it right there and solve these two puzzles in a different way, I personally would have enjoyed it better. But that's me. So there you go. I'm not telling you what happened in the ending, but that's what you got. A lot of fun, and go into it thinking it's a ridiculous spy movie like Kingsman, and you'll really enjoy it, and until you get to that point. Or maybe you'll enjoy that and I'm just crazy. But there you go. That's what I got for you. I don't know if I'm helpful or not. Pleasantly surprised until I wasn't. So I was easy at a 7. Might be down towards a 6 now because of that. So, alright, that's it. Hopefully I was helpful. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.